I believe that you are the creator, the God, the higher self of your experience of reality. But you shouldn't believe anything I say because I'm just a human being and I've got preconceived ideas and beliefs and biases about how I see the world and how I see spirituality and how I see these topics. So you should take everything that I'm about to share with you with a grain of salt. First thing I want to say, I'm not an atheist and I wouldn't call myself a religious person either. So the video I'm about to share isn't to try to create a divide or to try to bring any groups together. I'm not trying to convert atheists into believing God, and I'm not trying to convert spiritualists into not believing God, but rather I'm just offering a perspective that I hope will inspire some deep thinking. Whether you say you believe in God or you don't believe in God, you're wrong. You can't possibly believe in God. It's not possible in the human mind to believe a concept so great and so vast as God. All we can do is read books and take psychedelic medicines and go into deep contemplation, deep meditation, and experience fleeting experiences that there is possibly a God. But those experiences will only last as long as they last. And then after that, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, the mind has a mechanism of self-contradiction. Like a castle in the sand on a windy day, over time, your beliefs are going to slowly dissolve. And the only way that you can reinforce them is to create new experiences that reinforce new beliefs that are aligned with the same message, that maybe there's a God, maybe there isn't. Whether you believe in it or not, whether you say you believe in it or not, that's not necessary for the purpose of this video. So if you say, I don't believe in God, that's cool, watch to the end. If you say, no, I believe in God, that's cool too, watch to the end. You'll get something out of this, I promise. The concept of God is ineffable. Means that it's far too complex to explain in words. And so we just have to imagine it. That's the only way that we can connect to the divine or our own divine self is through our imagination. So, if I'm supposed to believe that something's real and it only exists in my imagination, then no wonder most atheists are like, fuck that shit, I don't believe in God. Why would you? There's no proof of it anywhere in the world. And there's a lot of chaos and a lot of conflict and a lot of pain and war that's been created in the name of God. There's a lot of reason to not believe in God, and I get it, and I have compassion for that. And trust me, for most of my life I was there with you. And I'm not saying I believe that there's a God up there judging me and letting all this shit happen in the world. I'm not saying that, and you'll see that by the end of this video. Some of the ancient civilizations saw God in a bit of a different way. And I'm talking about the ancient civilizations that probably existed before the Great Flood. If you don't know about that, check out the video series, The Path, in the description of this video. I'll be talking about it a bit later. The Great Flood that wiped our civilization. There were ancient civilizations, even thousands of years ago, a couple thousand years ago, who understood God a little different way. Even shamans nowadays still understand this concept differently. The modern alchemists and Kabbalists understand God a little bit differently. And the way they understood God was like this: as above, so below. In other words, God is me and I am God. This is what the ancient civilizations believe. There are lots of ancient practices that support this. Like I said, Hermetic Kabbalah, Hermetic alchemy, Taoism to a degree, Hinduism to a degree, and many others believe this idea. They believe that we are in a dream, or that, I should be more specific, you are in a dream, and that this entire experience you're having is your dream reality. So imagine that for a minute. Imagine that you're dreaming and that I'm in your dream and I'm passionately talking about all this stuff and you're wondering, oh, you wake up and was Ricky really in my dream? Well, of course not. You know that when you wake up that I wasn't really in your dream. I was just a projection of your consciousness. I was just a character you created in your dream so that we could have this conversation. Maybe I was a message from your subconscious mind delivered through the medium of Ricky Goodall so that you could receive it as if somebody else was giving it to you instead of me giving it to you, right? Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's what they think is happening. They think that me right now, I'm just in your dream. Your dream that you call life, not the dream that happens when you're sleeping, but the dream that happens when you're awake. And that this message I'm giving you is a reminder from your own subconscious mind that you are both the dream and the dreamer. That you are both the one creating the construct of the dream and you are the character inside of the dream at the same time. It's a deep idea, I know. I've got a little bit of a more fun way of understanding it, and I call it the video game theory. So imagine this for a moment. Imagine that you're in a video game. right? We've talked about this in some of my other videos. The idea is that life is not really what we think it is. This is really a hologram. It's a holographic matrix. It's not physical. My hands aren't really physical. The electrons in my left hand, electrons in my right hand, other way around, are repelling each other, giving an experience of physical reality. But I'm not actually physical. That's just an illusion that I'm creating so that I can interact with this physical reality. So then where does the illusion start and where does it finish? Well, according to these ancient people, everything is the illusion. My body, my mind, my character, my consciousness, it's all part of the illusion. That I'm playing a video game, that everyone in my video game is a character that's here to support me on my video game experience, whether they're here to give me a big hug or here to spank my ass with a spatula if I need it. The reality is here to create balance inside of me. That's it. This whole video game is here just to teach me how to find balance and harmony with the video game because I'm not separate from the game. The game is me and I'm the game, basically. And you would say, well, how's that possible? If you're the game and I'm the game and we're both in the game, then wouldn't we compete with each other? How can we find balance? Well, you have to ask yourself, how do I know Ricky Goodall even exists? How do I know that this video I'm watching is not just a projection of my consciousness? How do I know that anything is real? And the truth is you don't know that. There's just no way to know if everything's real. There's no way. We're in this thing and we're not getting out of it anytime soon. At least I don't think so. So we have to be humble to the possibility that there's so much more than we even realize. There's so much more than we can possibly know. And when you think about this idea, well, if the video game is real, then why did all this shit happen to me in the past? That's a deep question. I do have answers for that. I can't answer them in this video. They're too deep. But I do have a video series below I give away for free called The Path. You can learn all about it. There's no catch. You sign up, you get 13 videos on one page. You can watch them when you feel like it. There's no hurry. You can sign up to my email list. If you don't like it, you can cancel. There's no sales, nothing like that. It's just my way of conveying this message. But it's 13 30-minute videos. So as you can imagine, I can't explain it all in this video. But it's simple. This video game, this level you're playing, this character you're playing, in my case, Ricky, in your case, whoever you are, that's your video game character. This reality is a holographic matrix. So even though you think Ricky Goodall is in your reality telling you this stuff, you have no way to really know that for sure. There's just no possible way for you to know that I'm real. And so my God for atheists is you. You are creator. You are higher self. You are God pretending to be human. And this entire universe is your own individual playground. Don't get me wrong, I'm over here in my individual playground experiencing my universe, but if you come up and talk to me, I recognize that you're just a reflection of my consciousness and that maybe our universes are merging in that moment and just gently touching each other. But all of the rest of mine and all of the rest of yours is yours and mine is mine. There's no competition, there's no chaos, and there's no conflict except for the chaos, conflict, and competition we create inside of ourselves. This is a deep concept. It's a deep idea. It takes a lot of humility to accept that it's possible. But I guarantee you that if you just entertain the idea even for a second, and you let your imagination run wild to what that could mean, I'll tell you what it can mean. It means that all your dreams can come true. It means the life you imagine for yourself, whether it's freedom or prosperity or happiness or health or bliss or all of the above, that life is waiting for you. That life is available to you when you surrender not to a higher power, but to your higher power. When you surrender to your own experience of creation and your own creation of your experience, then that's when alignment occurs and miracles happen. Now, I'm not saying there's not possibly a God that has created all of this, that's above and beyond everything in the universe. I don't know. Who's to say? I mean, I've had very profound experiences using ayahuasca, mimosa bark, the psilocybin, cannabis, San Pedro, LSD. I've had some really profound God-like experiences using plant medicines many times. But those experiences don't usually last for very long after the plant medicine. So I'm only able to anchor it in through practice and contemplation of the possibility of what if it was true. And I'll tell you one thing, when I started this journey, I was retired as a mixed martial arts fighter. I was angry. I was in conflict in all my relationships. I wasn't happy. I was broke. I was mountains in debt. I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. I was eating shitty food. I was using cocaine. I was drinking all the time, and I wasn't living an aligned lifestyle. Since I started studying these ideas and applying them to my life, I've been in amazing relationships. I work from home. I do whatever I like. This is one of the things I get to do for fun. I play music. I practice yoga. I do martial arts. I live my dreams. I totally live my dreams. I get to travel. Most of my family has never even been in an airplane. My dad's been in an airplane once. My brother's been in an airplane once. Neither of them have ever left the country. I've left the country multiple times. And now my next dreams are to bring them with me. You are the God of your reality. There's no God outside of you judging you. There's no priest or pastor that can give you more power than you can find inside of yourself. You are the God of your reality. And again, that's just my opinion. You shouldn't believe that. You should find out to be true for yourself or prove me wrong. But I don't believe that atheists need God. I believe that atheists need self. Atheists need truth of what they are. And I was an atheist for a long time too, because I didn't find anything that really made me feel comfortable or safe to believe in. But this feels right to me because I can see it. When I behave in ways that are aligned with my truth, my life gets better. When I behave in ways that are not aligned with my truth, my life gets a little more challenging. And I'm sure you know that to be true for you too. So what if there's more to it? What if there is no limit to how deeply you can heal yourself and how much you can align with your own truth and how powerful you can become and how happy you can become? What if there's no limit to that? And I don't believe there is. There are a few ways that I've been able to integrate this idea into my life, and one has been dedicated study and practice. I had to be eager to learn and eager to be free of the pain and the suffering and the unconscious habits and the subconscious beliefs and all of this shit that was holding me back in life. I had to be fucking hungry for that stuff to disappear. I performed hundreds of healing ceremonies on myself. I've traveled to other countries. I've worked with shamans and healers and coaches from all over the world. So dedicated study and practice is necessary to reach this level of awareness and happiness and freedom that all of the brilliant people in history have reached. Sir Isaac Newton believed what I'm telling you right now. Leonardo da Vinci believed it. Albert Einstein believed it to be true. All of the greatest men and greatest people in history, greatest minds that ever lived, understood this stuff. And they studied it, and they practiced it, and they applied it to their lives. Dedicated study and practice is important. Next, miraculous healing experiences. I know that sounds, miracles, miraculous. I mean it. I didn't believe in miracles until I experienced them. I was a professional mixed martial arts fighter, and before that I sold drugs and fought at bars and worked in bars as a bouncer and lots of other things. I experienced miraculous healing experiences. That's why I believe in them. It's not because someone convinced it of me. It's because I saw it myself. Find someone that can perform miraculous healing. For me, I had to go to the mountains of Cusco, Peru, and places like Mexico to experience these things. But you can experience it. And finally, personal and professional support. Find a group of people who believe in this idea or who are studying it or who are applying it to their lives, because we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time around. And having people around you that resonate with these ideas, that's going to help you become free of your own social programming and realize who you really are. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about my path, again, there's a link in the description. It's free. It's a video series called The Path. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to convince you anything. I'm not trying to say you should believe me. In fact, you shouldn't believe me. I say that in all of the videos, but there are like 13 of them. They're like 30 minutes long, and they will take you deep. And I mean real deep. Your life will never be the same after watching them. So check it out. I've also released an album recently, 5 songs, a demo album. It's free. You check it out in the link in the description, or look it up on YouTube or even on my SoundCloud. 5 songs that sound like Rage Against the Machine, Tool, or Metallica, but they're with lyrics that are reminding you of how powerful you really are and helping you recognize that nothing can stop you if you put your mind to it. Thanks for watching. And remember, if there's any God that you need, it's your own truth. It's your own heart. That's the only shaman, the only healer, the only teacher that you'll ever need. It's the truth that exists inside of you. Thanks for watching.